On June 23, 2023, the German government passed a new exciting version of the Skilled Immigration Act. This is massive news. In this video, we will explain the changes and how moving to Germany for work purposes will become easier than ever.
The newly passed law is quite complex and actually includes positive changes not just for international skilled workers from non-EU countries, but also for asylum seekers, students and apprentices. However, for the purpose of this video, we will focus on the skilled workers that are non-EU citizens.
Now, to avoid any confusion, if you are an EU citizen, you can simply move to Germany. You don't need an extra visa or residence permit.
Now, the updated Skilled Immigration Act has three main pillars, and pillar one is qualifications.
This includes changes to the EU Blue Card. Now, for those unfamiliar with the EU Blue Card, this is an equivalent to a residence permit. However, to apply for it, there's two main requirements. One is to have a university degree, and the second one is to have a minimum salary that the employer will pay you every year.
Now, those two main pillars of an EU Blue Card still remain in some sort. However, they get loosened up tremendously. And the number one major change is that you no longer need to be working in the same industry or need to find a job in the same industry as your university degree is in. Before, that was really tied to one another. This now got loosened, which is amazing in case you, for example, changed industry throughout your working career and you have a degree that is no longer applicable to your actual experience in the field that it's in.
As an example, someone like me, I went to the university to study hotel and restaurant management and I got a degree for it. However, after getting it, I realized it was not my career and I actually never worked as a hotel or restaurant manager and I changed careers into web development throughout some years. In this case, I could find jobs as a web developer, even though my university degree is for hotel and restaurant management.
And in this case, or in the future, you would be able to apply for the EU Blue Card, which in the past was not possible because the job and the degree wouldn't match. This is now taken away. It no longer needs to match. We hope this is clear. Another big change for the EU Blue Card is that IT specialists, very vast word, but anything involving IT, so web development applies, no longer need a university degree at all in order to qualify for the EU Blue Card. That is huge because the IT industry in the past, there's been so many boot camps for coding, for data science, for anything related in that area where you don't have a degree because it's not a university degree. And all of you who went through that or are going through that can now apply for the EU Blue Card as long as other non-formal qualifications are being met. This is a very beautiful word, non-formal qualifications. No, there are no specifics announced yet what that means, but to our understanding, most likely it will mean an X amount of years of experience in the field of work.
That's right. So let's say if I would have studied web development in a boot camp, then I would have had 2 years of experience in my home country. That would qualify me to...
Well, let's not say 2 years. We don't know how many years.
Okay, there you go. So it's still very wishy-washy. But anyways, I would need to have some sort of work experience to be able to qualify for the Blue Card in this
Correct.
case, right?
But you don't need to have studied computer science, and that is the big win here.
That is a massive change for sure. Another massive change is that the minimum gross salary that you need to be earning to qualify for the Blue Card has been dropped. It used to be 58,400 euros a year, and it got dropped to 43,800 a year. Big disclaimer, these numbers are at the time of recording, which is 2023. And usually every year these numbers get adjusted, so just be sure to double check again the figure. However, this is the latest news that we have.
And the most important part is that there is a tremendous drop, which, at first you're like, why is this good? Because then I'm earning less. But this is not the way we are thinking in this case. It's more like this is amazing because it opens the door for a lot more internationals to apply for the Blue Card, which is great because the Blue Card brings perks over a regular residence permit, such as earlier chances of applying for a permanent residency.
However, I would like to extend on that because how you phrased it sounds a little bit that this is a salary that I will be receiving. And I would say you will negotiate your salary with the companies. Mm-hmm. However, the German government has as the minimum salary to apply for the Blue Card as these 43,800. So not meaning that because the gross salary for the Blue Card application has dropped means that salaries in general has dropped in the German market.
Just the number which qualifies you to apply.
Yes.
Again, so that means that more international workers will have the chance to apply for the Blue Card, which before would have needed to apply for a regular residence permit. And that is the good part, because the Blue Card is just a smoother settling in Germany. As additional to being able to getting the permanent residency faster with the blue card, there are also two other perks that were just added through this new law. One is being that you can change employers simpler and easier once you're in Germany. Again, no details here, just less bureaucracy, which sounds always amazing. And the second other perk that was added, and that is actually, again, huge and really completely new, is an extended possibility for family reunification. What does that mean? In the past, family reunification didn't matter if blue card or regular residence permit, only applied for direct family members such as spouses or fiancés and children. This now got extended to parents and parents-in-law if your spouse is also residing in Germany. This is huge because, in my opinion, it really helps internationals to consider settling full-time or like long-term in Germany because they are also able to bring their parents over. Because, you know, how often do we have it, or we talk about what happens to your aunt or to your mom? What will we be doing if they are abroad or in their home country? And now, if you want to, you have the chance to bring your family to Germany. Amazing.
So far, there are no concrete details of what requirements these family members will need to have. Most likely, what we can kind of suspect is that, of course, you will need to be able to have a house big enough to actually host them and to be able to financially support them so they're also not a burden to the German government. But again, details are not out yet because this is a very fresh new update to the law. However, when we know more information, we will, of course, create a new video just about that, hopefully. If you're finding the contents of this video helpful, then make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to keep up to date with information that will help you settle into life in Germany more smoothly, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can always buy us a virtual coffee, which is a small donation that you can give to this channel at simplegermany.com/coffee. Thank you for your support.
Now, pillar number 2 of the adapted law is based on experience, work experience. Now, what does it actually mean? It means that the German government will or decided to value work experience more than the accreditation of university degrees or vocational qualifications. Again, this is huge and removes a bunch of bureaucracy because, in translation, this actually means that your formal education in your home country, if it is officially recognized there, does no longer need to be accredited by the German government. That is humongous because this type of accreditation in the past could take months, if not years, if you were missing part of it because only part of your degree was accredited. So all of this is scratched if you have minimum of 2 years work experience. So just for clarification, this work experience pillar also works for anyone who does not qualify for the blue card. For example, if you will be earning less than the minimum salary for the blue card, or you have a vocational qualification and not a university degree, that's perfectly fine as long as you have 2 years of work experience.
That is huge, I would say. One thing we also discovered while reading this new law is that there will be a minimum salary set to be able to apply for a work residence permit via this avenue. What this minimum salary is, we still don't know because the German government is still fine-tuning the details. However, if you don't get this minimum salary requirement, then you will need your university degree or vocational training qualifications to be accredited by the German government. However, the super cool thing is that you can start that process already within Germany. Before, you couldn't move to Germany without this accreditation. However, now you can move to Germany and have that process run along as you are actually already working as the job that you got.
Right.
The job that you got.
Right. This needs to be approved with your employer so that your accreditation actually starts while you're already working. There needs to be like this kind of little contract with your employer, but it's amazing because you can already gain experience, start earning money while this process is running in the background. And the third big pillar of this new law, or the adaptation of the law, is based on potential. Because after all, the entire law is for Germany to become more attractive for skilled workers, and the potential pillar is the so-called Chancenkarte. You might have heard of it. It's been in the news quite a lot, and it stands for Opportunity Card. And this is pretty much replacing, in our opinion, the current job seekers visa. Meaning it allows anyone who has at least 2 years of a formal degree, so vocational training or again a university degree, to be able to move to Germany to look for a job.
Now this Chancenkarte, as I would say in Spanish pronounced, it's valid for 1 year with the chance to extend it. The Chancenkarte will be based on a point system. And this point system will focus on qualifications, as we have already discussed in this video. Additional to that, the knowledge of German and English, which is brand new. The age, of course, the younger you are, the more points you get. Your work experience, the relationship to Germany, which at the beginning sounds, what do you mean with relationship to Germany?
And it pretty much implies that if you have spent more than 6 months in the last 5 years in Germany, for example, for a language course, for a traineeship, for being an au pair or an internship or any other proper legal extended period of time, that adds points to your score because you already, let's say the government suspects you have already a soft spot for Germany and you are more likely to come back and stay longer.
And another point is the potential of your spouse not only moving with you, but also the potential for the spouse to actually join the workforce within Germany. You also get points for that. The minimum amount of points that you will need to be able to apply to the Chancenkarte is 6 points. Plus, you will need to be able to show that you can secure your livelihood within Germany while you're looking for a job. How this will be implemented, we still don't know, but we kind of suspect it might be similar to how students need to verify that they have enough income to sustain their period within Germany. However, no details have been released regarding this point just yet.
Two big changes that the Chancenkarte brings with it compared to the job-seeking visa is that you will be allowed to work up to 20 hours per week while on the visa of the Chancenkarte. So that is amazing because 1, it allows you to gain additional income. 2, it allows you to already learn and practice the German language, which we all agree is one of the key factors to actually integrate and feel welcome here. And if you just find a job, let's say at a bakery or in a restaurant or any other customer-facing job, you will need to speak German. So that helps, right? And it also helps to integrate. So you can use that year not just to look for jobs, but to really already start to settling smoothly.
Did you know we have templates on our website that can help you settle into life in Germany
more smoothly? You can check them out at simplegermany.com/templates.
Now continuing with the video.
Additionally, you will also be allowed to do a trial work of up to 2 weeks with a future employer. Whether or not this will actually be used a lot, who knows, but at least the chance is there.
Because it's called the Chancenkarte. Now to the big question, when will this law come into effect? Now, not just because there's an updated Immigration Skilled Act doesn't mean that it will immediately come into effect and everything will change from one day to the next. The German government, as well as other institutions, need the time to be able to change their processes and systems to be able to support what this new law aims to achieve.
From what we know now is that some of these changes will start taking effect as early as November of this year, so November 2023. Which ones of these changes those will be is not being announced yet. Other changes will take 6 to 9 months after their announcements to be implemented. Now, what announcement means, I'm actually not 100% sure because, again, we are not lawyers here, so this is no legal advice whatsoever. But what we can say is that within the next 12 months, the changes should all be implemented. For example, for the Chancenkarte, the announcement is that it will be implemented in the first half year of 2024. So that still leaves between 6 to 12 months.
Yes.
So let's just say within the next 12 months, these changes should have taken place.
Knowing the bureaucratic steps that you can take to move to Germany, it's the first step. Second step is to actually ask yourself, is Germany the right country for me? For that, we have created a whole video talking about the quality of life in Germany, which you can check out here. Until next time, choose!
Bams.
Bams. Visa or permanent residence? Visa or permanent residence?
Residence permit!
Why?
Or vocational degrees.
Based on a pointing system.
Pointing.
Pointing system.